Good day to viewers, the Colonel speaking to you live from the Orangery at the Preceptory for British Imperial YouTube Broadcasting. And which machine do we have here, viewers? The louvers are a bit of a clue, aren't they? It is a Columbia machine. Yes, I have got the other door, but this machine almost ended up being burnt on Guy Fawkes Night. 40 or 50 others were. But as the squire and I were dragging this one there, he said there's something unusual about this, and we had a good look at it. And it was saved, didn't even get scorched. It was carefully put back in storage, and here it is now. I've had it for well over a year. I found it in the cellar of a house in Bristol, where it had been for 40 odd years. The owner said it was in mint condition when he bought it. I find that hard to believe, because it's, you know, pretty scruffy, but it will clean up very well. The doors are in terrible nick, as you can see, not exactly in the perpendicular. But luckily, all I've got to do is take all the veneer off either side and put a new baseboard in the middle, cut a new door and glue the veneer back on, and hey presto, I'll have a couple of new doors. The patera here and here are inside. Now I don't know which model this is, and I assume it's American. Yeah, there you go. Now we'll do a bit of Sherlock Holmes. Now Watson, this is an American machine. My God, Holmes, how do you know? You know, elementary, my dear Watson. It's written underneath the trademark, made in the USA. Oh dear, viewers, you don't have to be bright to be a colonel in the UK, but I know in the Preceptory and other places, but it's certainly. So we're dealing with an American model, right? We've got that straight. Shows how much I know about these things. Now, it came with two sound boxes. This one, which I think is a number 8 from the 20s, so that can't be right. And this one, which is, I don't know the number, but I think that's earlier. I think that's about 1910, something like that, isn't it? So neither of them are right. I think it should have the number 6 sound box, but we're stuck. Now, why is this unusual, viewers? Well, it's quite nice, isn't it? It's an odd sort of shape. It's not quite a console, but it is upright, Mrs. Victor orthophonic soundbox front there. I don't know quite what that's doing there. There are the patera for there. There's a spare needle thing which doesn't go with it because it's not Columbia pattern. But what makes it odd? Right, now I've organised a light here because the Orangery has only got about 3 panes of glass in the roof, and it's quite a dark day. So let's put that there. I'll have to put you down a minute, so talk amongst yourselves. There we go. I'll put that somewhere where I won't break it, but in here that's a bit tricky, because there are lots of my workman's tools and things hanging about. Right, there's the motor. Doesn't look particularly exciting, does it? Typical Columbia motor plate. But when you look a bit closer, you notice something odd in there. There's a strange wheel. Right. I'll turn it over. Luckily, as you see, it's hinged. Oh, with handles in. More brilliance. Sherlock needs to come back, doesn't he? That's it. Right. Motor is hinged. And there you go. Massive Columbia quad spring motor. Nothing particularly unusual in that. Until you look underneath and you see there's all sorts of other strange gearing hanging around the back there. There you go. Hopefully you can see that. Strange pins and things. When you look here, there is a note, an ivorine plate with a little pointy hand which says move lever this way before lowering plate. When you look under the tone arm, see that? It's like the end of a scythe. What can it do? Oh, there's also a label in there. Let's see if we can read it. It's probably the one you see in every Columbia. Important. The bearings on this motor must be thoroughly oiled, etc. Right, there's no holy grail in there, no hidden drugs or anything, luckily. Right, so what is it? Well, this is going to be an interesting one, isn't it? There we go. What that is all about is a motor activated Autobrake. You don't believe me? There you go. Oh, that's just stopped it. Now, see how that works. There's a pin on the top of that great wheel which is going round, And when it connects with this end of another sort of lever which is connected to the scythe, bit of patience required here. There's some paint drying over at the preceptory. Should we go and see that as well? Actually, it's plaster as well. There you go. Now it activated the auto brake. Now here we've got the controls. There's the speed control, and this thing's a stop-start. And as you see, if you can see there, I've rubbed it with a bit of wire wool. Start with an arrow, and that's how you restart the motor. Now what I'm going to do is put a record on. Dear oh dear. There we go. Move that to the right. Restart it again. And we'll play a Cal Stewart. I assume this machine is about 1914.
But I love the speed of light. Mother used to say when I got to laughing out of laugh the speed of time. But I couldn't feel.
Apologise for the speed. I've not really worked on this. I've just tried to get the auto brake working. Now watch that in the end. There you go, the auto brake's activated. I'm not quite sure why. I wonder if it's timed. I'm not sure. You have to push it hard against that end to start the motor again. It may be time. There we go. Now, it may be a timed one, I'm not quite sure. In which case, how would it know when it's 10 or 12 inch records? I'm not quite sure. Talk amongst yourselves again. There we go. Let's see what happens. Because I think it's something to do with that arm underneath, which may have come loose, and I may have to tighten it up so that it is activating the brake. There we go. Let's get the light a little bit closer so you can see what's going on. There it is. Now what I haven't shown you is there's an on-off button for this Autobrake which pushes the secondary gear under there, which you may not be able to see. Just about. That pushes that out of the way. See, then it runs. That's it. That's free running now. And then if I push that back in, the wheel connects. See, look, there's a large tooth there. That looks like an auto stop. Very simple, really, in some ways. But I think this machine, as I say, dates to 1914, 1912, 1914. I've never seen one in the UK before, and certainly not a motor like this. And yet it is all original, as you can see. Been neglected for the last 40 odd years, that's why it's in. I've only just about got it going. I don't fully understand how it works, so it probably just needs playing with. Jolly good clean, jolly good oil, and then playing really till it works properly. These machines do need to be used, people forget that. Right, that's coming round to activate, and there we go. That's it, that stopped it. Yes, it is that large tooth it engages on. So maybe it's timed, I don't know. We'll have another go, viewers. Hang the expense. As I say, there's some paint drying up at the Prize Cemetery, or next door I should say. Managed to get an electric light down here. We've only got 3 sockets working up there at the moment. At least that's 3 better than none. I'm working on generators last week. Not a cheap thing to do. The builder's saying, "Oh, your worship should get the green petrol to work the generator." And I said, "What's the difference?" They said, "Oh, it's the emissions, sir." I thought, yes, a bit like Guinness. Here we go. Now that's triggered it. There we are. Now, I'm not going to take this apart just now until I work out how it works. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hopefully some American viewer can tell me which model this is. I've got the Columbia Grafonola book. I didn't find it in there. There's the trademark. It's got Columbia written on the magic notes, and Grafonola, made in the USA. So hopefully someone can tell me more about it. But there it is. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you and goodbye.